Hey, it's Miss Kellie Michele. Welcome back to my channel. I am preparing for my low season in my area. Most of you guys know I'm located in St. Louis, Missouri, and my low season is late fall through the winter, okay? We usually start picking back up around May time frame is when things start picking back up. So as of right now, I am preparing for my low season, and there are several things that I do to get ready for this. But in order to prepare, I'm going to take a look at my history. Since I've been doing midterm rentals for several years, now I have a track record. Now I can look back at my own property's history and say, hey, this is what happened last year, and this is what I should project for this year coming up, right? Now we know things are crazy right now as far as inflation, and just prices are out of control, especially if you're doing rental arbitrage. You know, rents are going up whenever you're renewing leases, taxes are going up, like everything just seems to be going up, right? So we need to take that into consideration as well when we are just taking a look back to see what the history is so that we can project forward to know what we should do next. Some things that I do is basically I take a look at my market all over again. So I reevaluate my market, see what's going on, see what my competitors are doing, see what they're charging, what their properties are looking like. And when I say my competitors, I mean my immediate competitors, the people who are like within blocks of my neighborhood or in the same area my properties are in, right? So those would be my specific competitors. See what they're doing. Are they offering something that I'm not offering? Do I need to make a change? Do I need to maybe update some decor? Do I need to offer some more amenities? Things like that. So I'm just taking a look, reevaluating, seeing what they're charging and what they're doing in their properties so that I can make sure I maintain that competitive edge. Another thing I'm doing is I'm looking at my previous year, okay? See what I charged last year, what was happening last year with my occupancy rates, who was in the property, what were they paying, all of those different things. What was I offering at that time? I'm taking a look at that because maybe I just need to repeat what happened last year. If I have some wiggle room, I might not have to adjust as much. It's all about looking at the last year to see what I should do this year. So that's another thing you can do as well. In addition to that, I'm looking at my current bookings because I want to see when those leases end. Okay. If I have a lease right now, and I do have several leases that are ending in November. November is that time frame where we're starting with that low season, because not only does the holiday season get started in November, it starts getting really cold and winter is starting to pick up and kick on in. So I'm looking at those and seeing, okay, are these people potentially going to extend? I don't know. What are their situations? So when I say what are their situations, I mean, what type of guests are they? Are they just a traveling professional working in the area? Are they one of my people who may be going through a life-altering situation and they're staying at my property for temporary purposes until they can get on their feet or move on to the next phase of whatever they're trying to do in their lives? Like, what is happening with my guests? What type of guests are there? Because there's a difference between somebody who's staying in one of my properties due to a life-changing event versus someone who's working on contract. Now, the people who are working on contract, we don't know if they're going to extend contracts until maybe 30 days out or less. We don't know if their contracts end early. Like, we don't know really what's going to happen until kind of the last minute with those people. But those people who are staying in my property for, other reasons, that like for life altering events, it could be they've gone through a divorce, they could be, insurance people, different things like that. Those people tend to stay longer. They may think that they're only going to stay a couple months, but time and time again, they're always extending out. I have one person who relocated. She just relocated back to St. Louis. She's trying to find a house. And actually, I have another person who he didn't relocate. He got a divorce, but he's trying to find a new house. Well, as we all know, the housing market is kind of crazy right now with the interest rates, and it's taking people a long time to find a house, or they are not really interested in paying the prices for the house once they actually see how much their monthly mortgage will be with that higher interest rate, taxes, and insurance. A lot of times people are backing out of contracts. So those people will stay longer. I've definitely had the person who's been in the property, the one that's divorced. He was only supposed to stay for 3 months, and we are now going on almost a year, okay? Because he can't find what he's looking for as far as a new house. And, I guess other things may be happening with his divorce. I don't know, didn't get in his business, but that is an example of the type of person who will stay longer, okay? They're not really bound to a contract. They can make their own decisions. So you have to consider that as well. And from all of that information, then I am going to decide what approach I want to take in order to try to get future bookings from either recurring guests or people who are new guests. How can I attract more people to stay in my properties? I'm going to give you 7 strategies that you can use to attract people into your property during the low season. Now, I just went over how I just reevaluate and kind of look at everything just from the history of my business and just look at what competition is doing, what the market is doing, so that I can make a projection. Now, let's figure out what strategies we need to do to get those people in, right? Number 1, off-season pricing. Like, this is pretty general. This is pretty common. I know you've either done this already or you've heard of this. Just like any hospitality business, hotel, whatever it may be, usually during the low season, they adjust their pricing. Now, they're still paying the bills. They're still making some type of a profit, but it's just not as much as they would be making during the high season. The point is, we don't want vacancies, right? So if we need to lower our prices down just a little bit, or however much we need to do in order for us to still be profitable and maintain our businesses and make it through that low season, then that's what we need to do. Now it's up to you to decide how much you can lower your price to on your midterm rental, but definitely adjusting the pricing for the low season is one strategy. Number 2, prepare in advance. So during the high season, you should be saving some of those reserves. And I've talked about this before, saving a little bit of money so that you can be covered if you do have to cover a vacancy, so that you will not be stressed out. Also, running promotions, start in advance, getting those promotions out there. Maybe you want to offer a 1-month promotion or some type of discount for 1-week stays or 1-month stays. Now, depending on how you put your property out there, you may put your minimum nights as 7 nights. You may put it as 2 weeks. You may put it as 30 days. Me personally, the minimum I will go is 30 days, and I go from 30 days to 90 days, depending on the property as far as my minimal night stay, right? It just depends on your situation, but you can definitely run some type of promotion, some type of discount to bring people in. Think about those new marketing and advertising strategies that you can implement. Maybe you can put something out there on a local bulletin board at one of the universities. Maybe you can put an ad in a newspaper or a billboard, or just do social media ads. That's an easy way to get something out there. But when you're doing these things, just make sure you have some type of website or a place for these people to come to so that they can book with you. Those would be direct bookings, right? You can either drive them to Furnish Finder if that's what you want to do, because you have paid for Furnish Finder and that does connect people. But if you drive them to Furnish Finder, they're also going to see your competition. It is best to have your own website to display your property. Now, you can have a simple website where you just have pictures of your properties, and just general information, and they can reach out to you via email or phone and get more information to see if their property is available. You can make it as simple as that, just like a landing page or something like that. Or you can make it a website where they can actually book through the website and handle everything through that channel. Now, there are some platforms like management platforms like Hostly and those types of things, where they have a website that they will automatically build out for you. It comes with their plans. Check out some of those types of softwares or whatever services that provide that. I don't use it because I do have my own booking website, but just to let you know, if you are using some of those like Hospitable or anything like that to manage your midterm rentals electronically and doing automations, then check into it. Make sure you set up your website through them if they offer that to you. Number 3 is to reach out to your past guests. Reach out and see if they're coming back in the area or if they know anybody else who may be coming in the area. Okay, those could be some recurring bookings, and that is absolutely easy and free for you to get. All it is sending out an email or a text to past guests, letting them know you have vacancies available. If they're coming back in town, you would love to host them, or if they know anybody else, you would love to host them as well. Okay, and provide the listing link if you want to do that, or provide your website. Okay, and they can contact you directly and go ahead and get that property booked. Now, you can also do this with your current guests. With my current guests, I just reach out to them and say, hey, this property is available. If you know anybody who's looking for housing, please let them know I have something available. Now, remember, these people are working with other people who are in town on contract or have maybe other things happening, or they may know somebody who lives in the area who needs a temporary place to stay for some reason. That's a good way to get your properties booked as well. In addition to notifying them about vacancies, you can also offer a discount to them if they are coming back to stay in one of your properties, or you can give them some type of a fee, like some type of a finder's fee or something to compensate them for getting you a guest into the property. That is always a incentive for people to bring more people to you, bring more guests to you. So let's just say one of your previous guests or your current guest brought someone to you. Maybe just give them some gift cards to the movies, or give them a gift card or in cash, $25, $30, however much you want to do. Just give them a little something to say thank you. Number 4, you can use your property for different purposes. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, if you have a property that's been vacant for a minute and you're like, okay, I can't get this thing filled, you can think about using it as a studio for people who are recording videos for social media, just like I'm doing now on YouTube. People need a place to go to record these things. Whether it's them recording reels on social media, recording YouTube videos, whatever it may be, podcasts, they need a place to go to do that. Your house or your property could be that place. Not only do people need a place to record for social media purposes, photographers need a place to shoot, right? There are people who need branding shoots. So your property could be one of those places where they come in and take photos for their branding, for their businesses. Okay, that is an option, and there are websites out there where you can list or attract those type of people who are looking for those services. If you have a property that is large enough, you can host events. Now, you can put a limit on the type of events that you host, but if there's a small gathering that your property can hold, definitely you can put it out there so that people can host in your property this event. Okay, it could be a small wedding. You can definitely put it out there as something that somebody can use for one day for an event. Number 5, build relationships with local businesses. Now, a lot of times we have companies who are major corporations right in our city, but it's just a matter of tapping into those businesses to find out if they have people who are traveling into town and if you can offer your property for them as a service, right? It is going to take some networking. It's going to take legwork. It's going to take you getting out there and meeting people and tapping into the right person to get that information. But it is one way for you to be able to fill your property. So try to build relationships with either a larger corporation or even small ones. Maybe, again, construction companies. I keep telling you guys that, like, they have people who come in, electricians, plumbers. These people aren't always living in your city. A lot of times they're coming from out of town to work in your city on a project because there aren't enough companies, or there isn't someone in that city who can do the work that needs to be done. So think about that as well. Number 6 is using social media ads. These can also bring people into your business. Now, with the social media ads and things like that, that is going to be, again, driven to your website so that these people can go to that website and contact you or book your property. If you don't have a website, you can have them direct message you, okay? And you can go that way, and you just have to communicate with them on that level. But you would also have to make sure you're always paying attention to your social media so you can respond to these people. It just depends on what you're able to do, what type of personality you have. You make that decision on what you want to do, but you can definitely use social media ads to get your property or your business out there so people know about it and they can contact you. Last one, number 7, is amenities, right? Remember earlier, I talked about looking at my competition, seeing what they have to offer, what do they have going on, and is there something I need to do? Well, offering those amenities is one thing that you can definitely do to attract people. That amenity could be as simple as offering weekly cleanings or offering bikes for people to ride, offering apparel for them to have. If you live in a place that's pretty warm, offering hats for people to protect themselves, or just different things like that that they can take with them, and they will always remember your brand because you gave them something, right? So amenities would be another thing you can provide. It could be a cooking service, it could be a gym membership, it could be a lot of different things, but those amenities could make you stand out from your competition. I just gave you some great advice and tips on how you can manage your low season. I hope you are able to take some of these strategies and implement them in your business so that you are successful, okay? Now, if you are struggling with midterm rentals or you want to get into midterm rentals, and you don't know how, I am offering a live workshop teaching people about midterm rentals in St. Louis, Missouri. That live workshop is going to be on October 21st. And this is really for those people who are already pretty much real estate investors or in real estate in some form or fashion. You're interested in maybe switching a property over to a midterm rental, you don't know how to, or if you're a wholesaler and your investor buyers are looking for you to go find them properties that they can use as midterm rentals, but you don't know how to do that. I will definitely be covering how you can do that as well. Maybe you're a short-term rental host and your city has banned midterm rentals or have put heavy restrictions on it, so you need to switch that over. There are some key things you need to know to midterm rentals. You can't find out all of the information here online, but in that workshop, I would definitely be able to assist you with that. Or even property managers. There are plenty of people who want property managers to manage their midterm rentals, but the problem is property managers don't know how to do that, or they don't know how to structure their pricing or their plans to get that done. And I'll do another video on that because I have been searching for a property manager and I've talked to a couple, and it just does not work out too well because of what they're trying to charge, and what they're offering is not necessarily what I need. But if you are in that position, again, you should come to this live workshop on October 21st of 2023 in St. Louis, Missouri. It's just a one-day workshop, and the benefit of it is I can answer your questions immediately. If you don't understand anything, I can provide clarifications immediately. And if you are not that person who likes online courses or self-study courses, this is an option for you. Everybody's now comfortable coming outside after the pandemic. We're all good now. So let's get together, let's learn, and let me help you be successful. That's all I have for you today. So make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be back with another video, and you all enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.